What's good, Commanders fans? I really like the Sam Howell pick. The value in the fifth round. I honestly, it was between him and Kenny Pickett for my top two quarterbacks, and I said that in many videos before. I'm not lying now just because the Commanders had picked him. I really like Sam Howell. I really like how he persevered when he lost De'Ami Brown. He lost his receivers. He lost some of his running backs to the NFL, and he still came out there and persevered with lesser talent and still made things happen. Now, he had a couple bad games, but he adjusted to losing some of his guys. He ran a lot of RPOs. He ran a lot of draw plays. He had to take different avenues. He started to run the football. This man had like, how many yards rushing did he have? But he was running the ball. He was like a bowling ball out there. He showed his toughness. He had 828 yards rushing. Now we're not getting him to be a running back, but he can still throw the ball down the field. I thought he had the best deep ball out of all the quarterbacks out there. The arm straight how it just comes out of there. It's just like it shoots out of a cannon. The way you watch his 2020 tape when he was throwing the ball to De'Ami Brown. I forgot the other receiver's name. Daz Newsome, that's his name. He was just chucking it down. Like it was like he would take the ball and just put it in their hands. That's how accurate he was down the field of De'Ami. He made De'Ami look so good in the connection they could possibly have. Now Carson Wentz, I'm not going to say this is going to be controversial that they're drafting a quarterback. This is not like Jalen Hurts in the second round. Taylor Heineke, I would still keep Taylor Heineke on the roster. I would. Garrett Gilbert, practice squad, but I would still keep three of them. We have to keep three quarterbacks because of the history of the injuries. But I like this pick with Sam Howell. Like I said, he had a couple bad games. The Virginia Tech game was very concerning. Mel Kiper said he had a couple passes batted down as well. I did see that. But I just thought out of the group, my rankings was Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, and then it was between Malik Willis and Matt Corral and Desmond Ridder. I just wasn't high on those guys. But when I watched Sam Howell play, I was like, this guy has something to him. He's throwing guys open. You know, and no knock on Matt Corral. I just thought he threw the ball to guys that were already wide open, were schemed open. I feel like Sam Howell in the Pitt game against Kenny Pickett, they were down like 23-0, and he rallied the troops back. And I love that about Sam Howell. I loved it, that he was able to just put a team on his back and be a leader. That's what I loved about Sam Howell the most when I watched those guys. But yeah, you look at his numbers. This year, he had 24 touchdowns, 9 picks. His 2019, he threw 38 touchdowns, 7 picks. And then in 2020, he threw 30 touchdowns and 7 picks, 3,586 yards. So a lot of people had him as the number one guy coming into this season, the number one rated quarterback. So I think for the value, we talk about value, that word value, every time. And Brian Robinson, say what you want, that's not the highest value. These guys were like surprised. This guy, everybody was surprised to be picked as high as they were. This guy is surprised to be picked in the 5th round. So I haven't looked at any press conferences that he's had so far. But yeah, he had a 92.4 PFF grade in 4th quarter since 2019, first in the FBS. So when things get going, the tough gets going, that's when he plays well, in my opinion. That's when he plays. And he could be, I'm not going to say he's going to be the steal of the draft. We said that with AGG, so I'm not going to say that anymore. But he really could be the steal. Now, Carson Wentz, of course, I want him to be successful. But, just our luck with quarterbacks, I'm not going to even put that in the atmosphere, but just our luck with quarterbacks, we've had to play multiple quarterbacks under the circumstances that we've had. We just had to play, for some reason, we've had to play at least 3 or 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the season, to be honest with you. And I think he would be a really, really good backup. I think he has a stronger arm than Taylor Heineke. You don't have to worry about deep ball accuracy and throwing the ball downfield. Like I said, De'Ami, he can really unlock. Now, this is if Carson Wentz doesn't work. I'm rooting for Carson Wentz. I am a Carson Wentz fan, and I want to see Carson Wentz be successful. But Sam Howell definitely he could be a starter in the NFL. He definitely could. He could be a long-term starter in the NFL, a 5th round pick. I really think he's capable of doing that. So I do want to pull up some quotes here. If I can see something from John Kime, because I know they always talk about what these guys say when they get picked and different things like that. I just heard we drafted Cole Turner. I do want to talk. I'm going to make a separate video about that. He said he was a guy that they really liked and would have considered higher had they not traded for Carson Wentz. For some, was the top quarterback on the board, talking about the Washington Commanders staff. Liked his 2020 film a lot. And then he also says, Howell was the name I heard a few times as one they really liked. It wasn't going to be an option because they thought he was going to go higher, but he did not. If you draft a quarterback in round 2 looking to develop into a starter, in round 5, yes, see how he develops. So he's a guy that, it doesn't ruffle feathers with Carson Wentz, which is fine with me. I know Carson Wentz, in the past, his mentor and whatnot. So you kind of check all the boxes. You get a backup quarterback, and you don't have to ruffle the feathers with Carson. Like I said, if his feathers are ruffled because you get a 5th round quarterback, it's a concern for me. But I really, really like the value of Sam Howell, and you can run RPOs and different things like that, versatility, and he can really stretch the field. Man, I like this pick, man. I really do. I like this pick a lot. I think this is a great pick. I really do. I like this pick a lot. This is a good pick, man. Not going to read his draft profile because I actually know about him, and I know some of his weakness, and I know some of his strengths. Sometimes he can get a little erratic with his passes, but I think the talent certainly is there. The talent is certainly there. He's super talented. And he was my quarterback 2 behind Kenny Pickett in my opinion. He was my quarterback 2. So we'll see. Him and Diami, we'll see. I can't wait to see this guy in training camp and I'm stuttering like a mug. And training camp and in preseason. I know if Carson Wentz throws a pick or does something, there's going to be a lot of Commanders fans. A lot of Commanders fans probably going crazy calling for Sam Howell. So I don't see any quotes out there from the coaches yet or from him, but hey, it is what it is. De'Ami Brown likes it. He says, "Oh, shiggity, baby." I can't say the word on Twitter, but he says, "Oh, shiggity, baby." So, all right, y'all. Y'all let me know what you guys think. This is the first A pick. This is the first A pick for me. All right, y'all. Peace.